What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Zeal Cigar review, and today I've got a very special guest, and that's why this extra chair is sitting here. It's possible you might even be able to hear him right now. And without further ado, all next on the Zeal Cigar review. So today, guys, the special guest is Savannah and baby William Bradley, Bradley's grandson. If he doesn't look like him, I don't know what does. It's very odd having both of them sit here next to me because the culmination of both of them is like your dad sitting right here. It's very, but I never really pictured him this tiny though.
Believe it or not, he was this tiny.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't think he stayed tiny for very long, but he was this tiny once.
So Savannah, introduce everybody to Mr. Baby Boy here.
This is William Bradley. He was born on October 24th. I don't even know if we had mentioned to anyone like on the channel or anything that we were pregnant. But yeah, this is William Bradley. He's named after my father, obviously, for his middle name, and then my husband's father's name was William. So we've got William Bradley here. Can you smile? Nope. He just ate, so maybe we'll get some smiles out of him a little bit later.
Get a big burp up.
Yeah. But Dad did know about him before he passed away. I think we told Dad like...
Oh, probably as soon as you knew.
2 days after we found out, we told Dad.
Yeah. I'm like, he's on the phone and he's like, I won't tell nobody.
I told him, I said, don't tell anyone.
I won't tell nobody.
Because I was like, he's like, I can't even tell Justin. I said, no, because Justin works with Grandma and Grandpa, and we want to tell Grandma and Grandpa in person because they're just up in Cincinnati. And I texted him like the weekend before we were going to go tell him. I was like, all right, you can tell Justin now because I feel like it's safe enough. And I guess you told me, he turned to you and was like, well, I guess I can tell you now, even though he had told you like 3 weeks prior.
Literally, same kind of situation. Hey, I can tell you now. Yeah, you already did, bro. No, that's so. How have things been? What's been the journey of motherhood so far? You're about 2 months.
Three
Oh
next Friday.
Are you one of those like he's this many weeks old people?
I used to be like that, but no, now I'm just going by like months. I think it's easier like when you're like postpartum, you're trying to kind of like tracking your own postpartum to be like, oh, he's 4 weeks, he's 6 weeks, he's 8 weeks. Now I'm just like, he's like 2.5 months, he's 3 months. Oh, yeah. Tell us all about it. See, I'm 3 months. You look at the camera, bud.
little pose.
I mean, it's been good. I had to end up having a C-section unexpectedly, so that was, recovery looked a lot different, but you okay?
We're not even smoking. You're not supposed to inhale.
Yeah. Don't do Dad. So, I mean, recovery looked a little different, but I mean, it's been my favorite. This is my favorite job I have ever had.
Being a mom?
I love being a mom. This is my favorite thing. But yeah, I absolutely love being a mom. He's such an easy baby too. He really is.
Yeah,
like a really
I've only
good
heard him
and easy
cry
baby.
Twice, maybe 3 times since I went and saw him on Saturday when you guys had the open house, and then today he was getting a little bit fussy right after he ate. But yeah, I haven't heard him.
Yeah, he's a really good baby.
Yeah.
And he started being like more responsive too. Like if you smile at him, he'll smile back. He'll like coo at you if you coo at him. It's so cute.
Is it nap time? Eat a bottle, take a nap?
Wow.
Eat a bottle. That's what Brad would do. He'd drink a bottle, take a nap.
Yep. That's exactly what we do, isn't it?
So what was the most challenging thing for you guys having the baby?
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That seems to be the
because
theme.
I've met some people who were like, yeah, I was really only getting like 5 to 6 hours a night before, but I was normally getting like 8 to 9 hours still before we had him. So to go from like 8 to 9 hours to waking up like literally every hour, every 2 hours, that was rough.
Okay.
That was really rough. But now he's sleeping like 6 hour stretches, which is really nice.
What's the one thing that he does right now that you guys are like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. You can't stop him from doing it. Obviously pooping you can't stop him from doing, but
he keeps like putting his fist in his mouth.
Just
like he has these little mittens on right now, mostly to protect my hair from his hands. But
your hair. He's like, a puller.
Oh yeah, he just wants to grab anything within reach.
Are you a grabber?
But like, The other day I put mittens on him. Within 2 hours, they were completely wet because he's just gumming them to death. I'm like, all right, well, I got to take these off now.
You know what's funny? How is he with a binky?
He does pretty good.
Does he like the binky?
He loves it. Which is going to be a problem because we're going to have to break him of it.
Your dad had an oral fixation. Like,
my
that's
God.
why he would always play with, like, the on pouch in his mouth. He would say that.
Ah, crap.
So, like, that's why I'm saying that. Like, your dad would always have to have, like, an on pouch or something in his mouth.
Yeah, or, like, gum or something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
he would play. You would see him flipping it around in his mouth all the time. And you're like, what are you doing? He's like, I just got to... Or he'd chew on a straw or something, you know?
Yeah. I bet he's a lot like Dad already.
Yeah?
Like, loves... I mean, you saw him on Saturday. We had a... So everyone knows what we're talking about. On Saturday, we had a, like, meet the baby party because there is no way that we would be able to see everyone in one trip. But he did so great. He loves new people, loves interacting with people, and he is the most, like, wiggly baby I think I've ever met. Which, I mean, if you knew Dad was barely ever sitting down. He'd like wiggly. Sit down and he'd be like, hold on, I gotta go do this one thing, and he's just running everywhere. So I think he's gonna be...
Or you feel the table shaking. I don't know how many times I had to tell him, like, dude, the camera's moving.
Yeah.
Get off the table. Because it would just be jiggling.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he's going to be a lot like Dad in personality. He obviously looks so much like Dad.
There was a couple of the guys that are in the really close circle here that used to come and smoke every Friday night with your dad. And a couple of them were like, I saw like a weird look on their face, and I looked at him and I was like, yo, you good, bro? And he was like, dude, the way that kid just smirked, bro. I felt the Bradley orneriness the moment he smirked, and I was like, oh, dude, yeah, for sure, bro.
I'll have to send you the picture, but we got a picture of him over Christmas. It was the first time the rest of Dad's family had met him. And he is laying in my cousin Jacob's arms, and he's got this little smirk on his face, and my aunt found a picture of Dad doing the same smirk, and she put them side by side. I was like, he's such like a mini Bradley. It's so bizarre. What's he doing?
Well, we were making jokes about that because you were talking about when he was even in the womb, he was just like kicking and wiggling around all the time. And we were like, bro, this kid's going to come out like full ADHD Bradley.
So he was wiggly. No!
You getting fussy now? Too much camera time?
He's like, there's Daddy. Too much going on.
What's Daddy doing over there?
You want to go get Dad? Here, you and Jabazzy? Decide. Thank you. Do you want it or not? Decide. Okay, there we go.
Now he looks like your dad.
We should get one that looks like a dip pouch.
Oh, God, no. That's a bad idea already. Oh, man. But that's good. The winter, how's the winter? Well, that one's dirty.
It's okay.
How's the winter been in Tennessee this year? Because Ohio's been pretty cold. I mean, I think it's like minus 10 right now up in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty cold. It was actually really, really nice throughout like December, and then we hit January, and it was freezing cold. So we got like 4 inches of snow 2 Mondays ago before we left. Yeah, you talking?
You don't like this? You like the snow?
Cold.
I don't like the snow.
He liked like looking at it. Yeah. I'd take him to the window and he was like, whoa, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, it's been cold and we got some snow. We didn't get nearly as much as Cincinnati. I think Grandpa said they got like 17 inches or something like that.
Lauren's mom and dad got almost 4 feet.
Yeah.
When that one storm rolled through. It was bad.
I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I mean, it's been cold, but I still like take him outside and go on walks.
You get fussy buddies.
He's okay.
You get fussy buddies. What?
Who's that?
What?
Yeah. You want to take him on?
You can't get fussies.
He's getting fussy.
You can. Bye-bye.
Well, it's still really cold out, but I still take him on walks and everything because I don't know what it is, but I just feel hot all the time. So I just go outside in a jacket. I'm like, this is great. And he's all bundled up in his little snowsuits, and I walk him around. And our dog, of course, absolutely loves it. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty good winter so far. It's actually like the coldest that it has been is this week that we're gone, which is really nice.
It's been cold here, though. At night, it's gorgeous. Like 32 at night, though.
Well, yeah, but we're not really going outside at night. Like, during the day, it's like 58, and I see people, like, bundled up in winter coats, and I'm out there in, like, a short-sleeve shirt. I'm like, this is great. This feels awesome.
I got a long-sleeve shirt on under this sweatshirt right now.
Yeah, this is not cold to me. It was, like, 30 degrees when we left.
God, I don't
So-
miss it. I don't miss the cold at all.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
I love
I
it.
don't miss it.
Yeah. I
Man.
love it.
So,
But-
how's everything else been? The holidays came and passed. Obviously, you had the baby, so that made it interesting.
Yeah, we stayed in Knoxville for Thanksgiving. One of our friends had us over for Thanksgiving, so that was nice. And then we went up to Cincinnati to see Grandma and Grandpa and the rest of the aunts and uncles and cousins, and that was really special.
Yeah.
To be able to see the rest of Dad's family, meet him. My grandparents, I think, had come down, I think 2 weeks after he was born, to see him. And then my aunts and cousins got to meet him when we got up there, and that was really special, especially for like him to be in their own home. That was really nice. Actually, we got Grandma and Grandpa both on the floor with him, which I didn't even know Grandpa could stand back up after that, but he did. Which I didn't even know Grandpa could stand back up after that, but he did. And then my cousin Jacob actually has a little girl she's about almost 2.5 now, and it was really sweet to see her interact with him too.
Oh, okay.
Of like the cousins have now had kids. And
Yeah.
I don't know
Second
what kind
cousins are all getting together.
Yeah,
now.
so we have a picture of her laying on the playmat with him, playing with him, and she was so excited to meet him. She like runs up to him. She's got this little purse, and it was just full of Hulk toys because she's obsessed with Hulk right now. And she runs up to him, she opens it, and she puts one in his face as I think Ethan was feeding him. She goes, Hulk smash, Hulk smash, and it was
Not on
just,
his
it was the
face.
sweetest. It was the sweetest. And Will's just like, yeah, I understand. Somehow I understand. He's just staring at it. It was so sweet to be able to share him with our families, especially Dad's side of the family. I think like everyone, by the time Dad had died, everyone knew that we were pregnant.
Yeah.
So it was really special to like, we've had such a hard year with the loss of Dad, and it was really special to have, there was still something good in it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the big life that he was definitely provided with a very new big life.
Oh, most definitely.
That takes after Grandpa very much at this moment so far.
Which it's so funny to me because it's literally like God took Dad out of this world and gave us like a mini version of him.
And stuck him right back in.
Yeah, basically. It's so funny to me, but I love that. I love being able to look at him and be like, oh my gosh, I see so much of my father in him, and to be able to tell him that as he gets older. Of like, he's never gonna meet Dad. But be able to be like, you look so much like your grandfather, and like this is the same personality that your grandfather had, and be able to like tie that to something that's a little bit more tangible to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only thing that he has of Ethan's right now is his blue eyes, which I really hope that doesn't change.
That boy has no clue how many YouTube videos he's gonna hear. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Zeal Cigar review.
I'm just gonna start putting them on repeat, like, this is Grandpa. Okay, this is Grandpa.
No, but like that's, I didn't really think about that. But when you think about a legacy that people leave behind, and you think about he's got stuff that and you guys too, as Brad's kids, you guys have things that you can go back and refer to, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hours.
Oh yeah.
Of being able to go back and watch that, and
Yeah.
For somebody like me, I have both my grandparents. I'm very blessed by that.
Yeah.
And but to have something like that, to have been able to see my grandfather just over the years.
Yeah.
That's going to be something really cool that I can't wait for him to see.
Yeah. I think once he starts, like, probably once he hits a year, we'll probably start showing him, like, videos. Like, we show him pictures and everything.
Right, but
we're
you
like,
don't
that's
have him
Grandpa.
in front of a TV going.
No. And he also, like, doesn't really understand. He can't really put words to what we're talking about. He just goes, well, that guy looks cool. Like, it's kind of just like that.
Shiny lights.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, it cracks me up because we used to give Dad so much crap for like all the pictures that he took and all the videos that he wanted to like live stream my wedding.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
He'd be like walking up on me in the humidor, like taking pictures
Yeah.
or doing a video for a short, and I'm like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Freaking creep.
He wanted to film it, like he wanted to film our wedding. He wanted to film like my entire college graduation and like live stream it all.
Anytime you went camping, at a swimming hole,
every single time.
In the truck on the way to the camp.
Yeah, he's like, we're on our way, guys. This is gonna be awesome. But like now I'm so glad that we have that.
Yes.
We have so many videos, and I especially love that we have that podcast, that you kept the podcast up.
Yeah.
Because especially like when he reaches his teenage years and those topics are so much more relevant to him, I can be like, here, aside from obviously what Ethan and I can teach him.
Grandpa would have said?
Yeah, you want to hear what Grandpa would have thought?
Instead of just being like, this is what Grandpa would have said.
Yeah, I was like, you can hear him in his own words. I'm not lying to you. The same man that taught me this is going to teach you now.
Yeah, Grandpa said a lot of things, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm very grateful that we have all of that. And I'm glad that he didn't listen to any of us. And when we were like, Dad, stop. I'm glad he just was like, shut up. Just let me film. Let me take the pictures. I'm really glad he didn't listen to any of us now.
Your brother, man. I think your brother hated it the most.
Oh my gosh, him absolutely. Like, and now he's like, oh, thank God Dad didn't listen to me.
He's at school like, Dad, my friends watch your videos.
And what was so funny is he hated it more because all of his friends loved his videos so much.
Oh,
and he was like, why? Why, Dad? Why do you have to do this? Dad's like, I'm going to roll up to your school like a celebrity. And he did, and all of his friends were like, oh my God, it's Brad Reed.
He probably rolled up in the battle wagon back when it still had like the Zeal Cigar stickers on it.
Yep.
The windows down, bumping like, he was probably bumping like, Lecrae or who else was he listening
Andy Mineo?
to? Yeah, or there was one other dude he was listening to a lot.
KB?
KB.
Yes.
Yep. That's
I was like, I think it's 2 letters.
Yeah, KB. Yeah, he was listening to KB a lot. A lot.
Okay, I have to ask you this because Madeline told me this.
Okay.
Was his like favorite song before he died Heads Carolina, Tails California by Cole Swindell?
Oh, yeah, he was listening to a lot of Cole Swindell there for a little bit.
I did not believe when Madeline told me that.
No, there was like 2 or 3 weird songs outside of Christmas songs, of course, because he always played freaking Christmas songs.
The Charlie Brown?
Yeah, I will literally be walking around in here and I'll just start singing like, I'm dreaming of a white. And Kevin's like, dude, it's July.
It's Christmas in July, though. You could have Christmas every month. I'd leave my Christmas decorations up all year if I could.
But yeah, no, there was a couple songs that he was like really stuck on there, and I can't remember the other one. I could probably pull it up on the computer and see. But there was another song. There was like that song and another song that he was like hardcore every day. I heard it probably 5 times.
I didn't believe it. Because that comes
100%.
out, like, we listen to a lot of country music and we'll put, like, the country stations on. And it comes on all the time. And Dad didn't really like a lot of country music.
Yeah, no, very
But it's
little.
more poppy than country.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I was like, Madeline was like, yeah, Dad was listening to this all the time. I was like, no, he wasn't. You're making this up. I was like, I'm going to ask Justin about this. Justin will know.
Nah, he was listening to it.
That 100%. Cracks me up.
Yeah, he would, there was a few times he would just, there was a couple songs and you would come in and it would just be on repeat. Or
Lord.
Something he really liked listening to is he would always listen to the album Autumn by George Winston.
Oh, both Mom and Dad love George Winston.
If you took you, your sister, your brother, your husband, me, and my wife, and took all the time that we spent on social media, your dad still spent more time on it than we did.
100%. 100%. It was bizarre. I was like, even when I had social media, he spent more time on it than I did. And he knew how to work it better than I did. He'd be like, I would post something, he'd be like, you know you can like edit that photo, right? And you can make it look like this. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. He's like, you're like 21. How do you not know how to do that? And I was like, because I blamed him, though. I wasn't allowed to have social media until I was 18. I was like, it's your fault that I didn't. I was like, I've only had this for like 6 months. It's your fault that I don't know how to use this.
He's been doing it for like years.
I know. But he was like ridiculously good at that stuff. And he loved all his gadgets. Mom was telling me, she's like sorting through all the stuff in the house. She's like, half his stuff was just like useless tools that he was like, this is the next big thing. And then he'd get it in. And then like a month later, he'd be like, Jamie, I've got the next big thing. She's like, the amount of little gadgets that we had was absolutely insane. Were you here when he went through the period where he would like forget that he ordered stuff?
Oh yeah.
Or Amazon. He would
like
either
3 different Amazon accounts.
He would either forget that he ordered stuff, or he would say that Amazon was just randomly sending him stuff with his name on it to his address. Like expensive. Like he ordered. I called it the alcoholic Keurig. I don't know what it was actually called. Oh. Do you remember this? He got it like delivered to either the shop or the house, and Mom is like, why is this here? He's like, I don't know, Amazon's just sending me random things. And I looked at him, I was like, that's a $500 piece of equipment. Amazon is not randomly sending you a $500 piece of equipment.
It was sent from Amazon, but it was sent from the people that owned it. So we get a lot of random accessories just sent here.
Oh, so that one was legit.
Yeah, no.
Okay, because I was like, Dad, you just forgot that you ordered it, or you don't want Mom to know that you ordered it.
No, so like the ice maker and stuff, like those come from legitimate manufacturers that are resellers on Amazon, and they just send stuff randomly to people that do reviews and stuff, and they'll say, hey, could you review this for me? I sent a refrigerator, or I sent a
Did he review
a drink mix. Oh yeah, we did a review on it. It probably it might have been on the old channel that got taken down. But we definitely did a review on it. It was very strange.
I remember like because then he put it at the house.
Yeah, and Mom was like, get this out of here.
Well, and then we came over, me and Ethan did after we were married. And he was like, oh, do you want, like, a drink? Because I was 21.
Just wanted to use it so bad.
He was like, here, you can go and make a, what did I make? I think I made, like, a margarita. And he's like, here, you just put this little thing in here, and it makes it. And I was like, it's an alcoholic Keurig. And then he was like, no, it's whatever the name was. And I was like it's an alcoholic Keurig. Oh, the Nespresso?
He was on an espresso kick for a while, too. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Like, the amount of things that he recorded... There's one that I never got that I wish I had gotten. Every time I would call Mom, when he was still alive, she would normally be back in her room talking to me, and he would come in. When I was younger, I couldn't say applesauce properly, so I would say apple. It would be like apple sappadappadee. So he would come into the bedroom, and he'd be like, who are you talking to? She'd be like, Savannah. And I would just hear him go, apple sappadappadee, like way in the background. And it was really interesting because after he died, Mom and I now have a tradition of we talk every week just to check in. And the first time I called her after we got home from the funeral, I kept thinking he was going to come in the room and I was going to hear the apple sappadappadee. And I didn't hear it, and I was like, I wish I had a recording of that now.
Now I hope that's your baby's first words.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Applesauce.
That's how I'm going to teach him to say applesauce. It's apple sappadappadee.
If he's anything like your dad, I picture...
But I'm prepared now. Like, Grandma and Grandpa have really been like, he will run, and then just drop. And I'm like, okay, now I at least know what to expect. But I'm actually really excited for him to get older. Because, like, I really thought I would enjoy, like, the newborn stage. Because I was like, oh, you just got all the cuddles, and they're so cute. And I'm like, no, I really like him getting older and more interactive, and I can take him to go and do things. Like, I'm so excited to take him to, like, the Cincinnati and Columbus Zoo and Knoxville Zoo. And there's a...
I think the Cincinnati Zoo is one of the oldest in the country, if not the oldest.
I think it is. And Columbus Zoo is amazing,
obviously,
too.
Jack Hanna.
Yes. We actually...
Who is family for you guys.
Yes. Yeah. So his, I think my second cousin married his daughter.
Yeah.
And she brought us a little stuffed animal from the Columbus Zoo, and he had signed the back of it.
Aww.
Which was so special. And
For the baby?
For the baby, at the family baby shower.
Cool.
And I told her, I said... you have no idea how much this means to me because I have such fond memories of the Columbus Zoo and your dad and going to his shows. Wow. I loved that so much. So this is so special. I was like, I cannot wait for my son to go to the Columbus Zoo and be able to be just like mesmerized by the animals like I was.
That boy has no idea the amount of blessings that he has in front of him.
Oh, yeah. So I'm so
really
excited to take him to all of that. And there's a science center in Columbus called COSI.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Anyone who's close to Columbus, you have got to go. It's worth even just driving wherever you are. It is so cool. But I'm so excited.
20 years or more since I've been there.
We just went 2 years, I think like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Because I kept telling Ethan, because there's a science center here in Arizona. And he thought that, he's like, oh, that science center is pretty cool. And I was like, it's nothing compared to COSI. And he's like, I think you're overhyping this. And then we went to COSI and he's like, oh my gosh. I told him, I said, it is the science center to end all science centers. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, it had been probably about 10 years since I had been, and it really hadn't changed all that much.
Okay.
They have like the rotating exhibits, and then they have like the ones that don't ever change. But what was really cool is they had this one exhibit that was like, it showcased all the seasonal exhibits they'd ever had.
Oh, okay.
And it had like little artifacts from each of them. So like I went through with Ethan, and I was like, I was there for that one and that one and that one, and I was able to tell him all these stories about like when I was a little kid. I hope they still have it there. I don't think they will. I think it's a rotating exhibit. But I was like, oh, this would have been so cool to show Will. Be like, this is the Mayan mystery thing that your mom solved with her siblings. Like, it was so cool to go back and see. So I'm really excited to like do all these activities with him and for him to be more interactive. I can't wait for him to like get into all the sports and everything. I told Ethan, I was like, we're gonna throw him in every sport imaginable just to wear this kid out, or we're never gonna know a moment's peace.
You say that now, and then you're the one where wore out driving him around.
Yeah, that's true.
All the baseball games,
I may change my mind later.
Soccer games.
But I love watching like little kids playing like t-ball is like the most adorable thing you've ever seen in your entire life. It's so adorable.
When I see that, the coaching part of me just goes freaking nuts, and I'm like, oh my, why is the kid eating dirt? Stop eating dirt. Put him in the outfield if he's gonna eat dirt. At least let him eat grass. Like, man, I have a real, if it was my kid, I might enjoy it more. But like we have a friend that has twins, and we would go watch their like little t-ball games, and I'm just like, oh my God. I'll come watch for like 2-3 more years when they're playing.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
But even when they're around 8, like my 2 younger twin nephews, they were, I think, 7 when we moved. But we would go and like we would watch their football games, and it's still not football, right. Baseball game. It's still just pure chaos.
Basketball games too, man. That's just
like they get their attention spans are a little bit longer, and they kind of know what's going on, but it's still just pure chaos. So I'm like, I'll just start them young. It's not like we weren't a really sporty fam. Well, I guess we probably were more than I realized. Like Kim and Malin both played soccer, and Dad coached football and all that.
I was gonna say, yeah, your dad coached up here in Arizona.
Yeah, and Mom did gymnastics.
What?
Yes.
What?
Mom did soccer and gymnastics. Like, she was really good too.
I knew she was good at soccer.
Yeah, I think she quit soccer to do gymnastics.
What?
Because she couldn't do both because the time commitment was too much. Yeah, she was like, I've seen pictures of her like jumping in the air and doing splits and like headstands on like the beams and the bars and everything. Yeah, she used to do gymnastics.
Did not know that.
I know. Which, I mean, if you think about it, she's got like the build for it. She's very petite.
Yeah.
She's got a really good build for it.
Or a dancer, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like Mom's whole side of the family was all like soccer fans.
That boy's gonna be too big for soccer.
Yeah, he might be. Ethan was like, he's going to go into like football or something. I was like, all right, I don't care.
Unless that boy shoots up like a beanpole and just gets real tall.
He might. I don't know. Will's first name is William, but everyone called his dad Bill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to call the baby? You can call him Bill,
we're not calling him Bill. No,
WB.
No, we're not calling him Bill. I personally don't like the name Bill, but also my niece and nephews knew Bill. Like they knew him before he passed away, and he was Grandpa Bill. And so in my mind, I was like, I think it would be very confusing for them to now have a cousin named Bill. So we're just going to call him Will or William. So he's just Will or William. Grandpa wants to call him Billy Bradley.
All I heard when you said Billy. God, no.
Grandpa wants to call him Billy Bradley. He did. When we took him up there, he's like, Billy Bradley! I was like, Grandpa's not from Kentucky, though.
I know.
Only Grandma is.
I know.
I think Grandma rubbed off on him a lot.
Yeah, Devil Doc became Hillbilly Doc.
But yeah, he wants to call him Billy Bradley, and I was like, nope. Ethan called him before he was born. This is his favorite thing. He was like, his name's Little Willie. I was like, no, it's not. It's not Little Willie.
What's wrong with you?
But yeah, he wanted to call him Little Willie for the longest time. He would call him Little Willie while I was pregnant, and he's like, I'll stop after.
Are you gonna be a crunchy mom?
Probably not. From what I don't really know what crunchy mom means, but from what I've seen of it, I don't think I'm going to be that kind of mom.
I don't know what it means either. I just know people call moms crunchy. I don't
they're
know.
just like, it seems like they're like all natural to the extreme.
Oh,
like from what I've seen, it seems like no medical intervention or anything like that. I don't have a problem with medicine. I think it has its place, and I think that God gave us medicine for a reason. I don't think it should be like the first resort for literally every single thing. I think that's probably like more the approach that I'll take with him. But like, yeah, but also like, we'll kind of see what happens. Like my family has a lot of sensitivities, like food sensitivities, and
your mom.
Mom's really sensitive to a lot of stuff. So I don't know what he's going to be like. Yeah, I'm really sensitive to things too, especially things that like disrupt your hormones. So, I mean, we're just going to have to, he could have all the sensitivities, and we have to go like super, super natural for everything.
That boy's going to be an ironclad.
I hope so. I hope to God for his sake he doesn't have like any food allergies.
Has he had any like, is he on formula?
Yeah, he's on formula.
Has he had any belly, colic?
Not besides what's normal.
No cold, sickness or anything like that yet?
No, absolutely nothing. The last time like I was running a fever, I was throwing up, I had the flu, sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
And then Dad was sick with me. That we were the worst two people to have sick together. It was awful. We just kept having competitions about like who was more sick. Yeah. That was interesting. We had dragged a mattress out to the living rooms and we were watching Aliens. It was the first time I'd ever seen it, and I was like, my back hurts because you're all achy and everything. And he's like, well, my legs hurt. And I was like, well, my arms hurt. And he yells at me, he's like, my asshole hurts. And I'm like, all right, you win. I'm not going to try and top that one. He'd always call Grandma when he was sick. He was like, Mom, I don't feel good. She's like, well, is Jamie coming home? He's like, yeah, at noon. She's like, honey, I think you can make it until noon. He's like, my stomach hurts. It doesn't feel good. He was a total mama's boy. He was 100% a mama's boy.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, we're the worst two people in the world to have sick together. Oh, he's asleep.
Yeah, ate his food and took a nap. That's pretty much what your dad would do.
Come here, honey. You want to lean down and show everyone his little face?
Without waking him up.
Little sleepy baby.
I don't know.
You gotta turn that way.
His cheeks are so red. It's gotta be from the shirt or the detergent.
I think it is. I'm gonna have to rewash all his clothes when we get home.
Red cheekies. How much muscle mass have you guys gained back from what lifting that?
Oh, you have now. I have muscle groups that I didn't even know existed until I was holding him, because he was born 9 pounds 9 ounces, which is why I had to have a C-section, because they told us he was gonna be like no more than 8, and he was like a pound and 9 ounces more, and his head is massive.
Yeah, he got big head.
So like, I'm laying there and they're obviously cutting me open. The doctor pulled him out, and the anesthesiologist, he ended up being one of our favorite people in the entire hospital. He's standing next to my head and he's looking over and he said, oh, you have a linebacker on your hands, because he's got this massive head and really broad shoulders like Dad and I do. And I was like, oh boy. And I actually, once we got back to the room, I was looking at him more, and I turned to Ethan and I was like, is it the pain medication or does he look like Dad? And he goes, like, he 100% is all your dad. And even Ethan's family was like, oh my God, it's Brad. He looks so much like your dad. I was like, okay, good. It's not just me. I was like, am I only seeing what I want to see?
Nah, you can see it throughout, like your Papa, whatever your dad's side from like your Papa Willie. Those genes are just strong through your whole family. Your grandpa to your brother, you, even Madeline, you can see it a little bit.
Maddie's
got the longer
most
face, like your grandfather.
Maddie looks the most like Mom, but there's definitely still a little bit of like Dad and like the Reith and Sutherland side. And
then Camden's like the mix. You're like all your dad. Madeline's like mostly your mom, and then Camden's like the mix mash of both of them.
Cam is Grandpa.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen young photos of Grandpa
when he was in the military,
it's all Camden.
Of Lynn.
It's insane.
You're talking about Lynn.
Yeah,
Lynn. Yeah. He looks like the pictures of Lynn in the military are Cam.
He's just passed out.
Yeah, he's zonked.
Oh boy.
While he's sleeping, I got to tell this story. Did you ever hear the story about your dad being passed out at his desk when Travis came in?
Turner?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so Travis was one of Brad's mentors.
Yes.
Probably one of his closest since he's been here in Phoenix. And Travis is a great dude. He's the head pastor at Arizona Christian University right now. And I forget what we were doing. We were doing a cigar and a bourbon review, and we had some pretty strong cigars and some really strong bourbon. It was like 130, 125 proof.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So your dad, we smoked the cigars and drink the bourbon. Your dad goes back to his desk, and I don't know, like 45 minutes later or something, Travis comes in. We talk for a minute. Travis comes all the way to the back, and your dad is just like, just sawing logs at his desk. And Travis is like, Brad.
Normally, if you shake him, he'll wake
Brad.
up.
He wakes up. He's like, whoa. He's like, hey, buddy. He's like, what you doing? He's like, oh, my goodness. How long have I been out? And he's like, you're going to have to ask JB, bro. I just got here. He was probably out for about an hour, just back there passed out.
Oh, my gosh. That man could fall asleep anywhere. Honestly.
I can't wait to catch up with you guys later when he's getting more mobile and more talking and things like that.
I'm excited for him to be like one and be walking around,
like,
start to talk a little bit.
I want to see them terrible twos, man. I want to see how bad the Brad ADHD really is.
Oh, it's probably going to be really bad.
Be like the zoomies.
Yeah, he already moves so much.
Yeah, he's a wiggler. Well, I'm going to let these two get back with the CP baby because, you know, they've been running around like crazy for the last week trying to see everybody out here. And
oh, yeah.
You guys probably got more to do even that. But thank you so much for taking the time to come by. I know everybody's going to be super happy to see the baby. And
yeah.
I can't wait to see him even more moving forward and catching up with you guys later because he's going to be an ornery one.
Oh, yeah. We're preparing ourselves.
He's going to be an ornery one. Well, guys, we're going to get out of here. I got to open up the shop and let these guys get back to the baby. Take it easy.
Bye.